Hello everyone, it's Birdie here, the recycled hippie chick. Hey, I have moved my art room around again. It's out here in my two-car garage for my new subbies that don't know that. Probably the ninth time this year I've moved it around. I know. There's only one item in here this time that I'm not completely happy with, and I'll show you when I get there, but I thought, well, I better show you what I've done because I just made 2 journals this weekend and I'm starting to mess it all up again. So I thought I better show it before it's a wreck again. So here we go. Let's take a tour of my art room. Okay, so you walk in the door here of my what used to be the two-car garage. It's now my birdie's nest, I call it, my art studio. I have my material in this dresser and my buttons and embroidery stuff and such and so. Then I have a shelf here where I cram all my extra. I wonder if I should zoom out there. Let's do that. Where I put all my extra material. And of course my walls are just packed with stuff that I like. I have an old refrigerator here that I keep all my special stuff in that I want to make for myself because I invite people over, and if I invite someone over, I want to say anything in this room is fair game to use. So anything that I'm just selfish with, I put in that refrigerator. Then we move in to my jewelry area, which is just old odds and ends jewelry that I use for memory jugs and dingle dangles. I have these 2 big cupboards here. Well, this is just one that I use. Used to be patterns covered back in the day when you go to like Kmart and you would look up your simplicity pattern in these big drawers. Well, this is the back side of one that I have a shelf sitting on, and I just have odds and ends on that I don't know what to do with yet. So we go on over in here to my starts with my jewelry area, my coffee dyeing area. I put things in that little toaster oven when I can't be outside. I have old jewelry hanging on the wall. I have jewelry in little cubbies. I have beads. I have chain. I have everything that you could possibly want to throw away at a garage sale. I have accumulated and keep. More beads, everything for dingle dangles. This is kind of my household tool, screws, nails, what have you. And then I move over here. I have this little librarian's card catalog that I keep, rubber gloves, Q-tips, scissors, stuff like that, hot glue guns in. More beads. I've separated, these are all wooden, these are all silver. I try to separate stuff like that. Look at this cute little, I have so many little poodles. Look at these. These are dingle dangles that are almost done or made that I can just grab and throw on. I just have stuff. So then we move along into this area. Okay, so I have file cabinets full of paper, like anything you can imagine. I have, let's go on down to this one. I have coffee dye, gel print, you name it. Any kind of paper you can use is in these 4 drawers. Then I move on to this other pattern cupboard. I have tried to label everything. I'm making this my shipping area where I have a drawer full of books that are done and ready to be shipped or ready to be listed, or books that are waiting to be sold and shipped. I have envelopes and boxes and bubble wrap and everything I need to mail them out. This time I've really tried to label those little, I have labels everywhere, so I know what's in those drawers. This goes into my workstation. I have shelves on top of my pattern drawers, and these shelves hold everything that I use on a daily basis. I've had it scattered everywhere, so I've tried to move it over here so I can just roll my chair. This is where I film and do my work, so I can just roll my chair over here and get whatever I need. I just keep a few paints here, but I keep my brushes here. I keep my gelatos here, my glue, glitter, pins, markers, punches, just anything. Some foam stamps, all of my inks, my jelly papers, my embosser, everything is right here. And then, of course, those drawers are full of stuff. I have filled this drawer here with my scrap paper so that I can just reach to my left and grab scratch paper for collage. I have my TV here so I can watch movies and YouTube videos while I'm working. This right here is what I'm not happy with. I have my tape, my watercolors, and my smaller than $1 items in here. It is hard for me to sit here and need something out of there. I have to stand up and reach over to grab that. So I don't know. I have a card table sitting over there just so that I can have more room. You know, I tend to squeeze myself out and I end up with this tiny little place to work. So I tried to give myself a fair amount of room, you know, to work this time. This one here has my stamps and everything I grabbed for, you know, my brayer, my X-Acto knife, things like that is in this drawer that I grab all the time. Now, I'm wondering if I should scoot all of this down. I wanted to leave me a little area empty so that if I'm working on something, I would have a space to put it. Maybe I should move all of this down and pull that little guy up onto the table so it's right beside me. I don't know. I may try that out. And I may just leave that table open, that card table back there, for if I have projects that are drying or whatever, I can lay them over there. I don't know. Don't quite know how that's going to work yet. I have these 2 roller carts that have, you know, stencils, inks, odd ephemera, everything you need to make tags, everything you need to make pockets. You know, I have these that I can just roll out of the way or leave them here when I'm working. This is my sewing area over here. I have more file cabinets over here with focal points and separated things like any kind of image you want for mushrooms or fairies or coffee or chickens or anything that I want to make maybe a special journal for myself out of. I'm keeping things in there. That is all spare buttons. Oh my gosh. I've got buttons out the wazoo. I have spare material up there on the top shelves that I don't need to get all the time. And then it comes down to my notions and everything I use all the time. Laces, trims, space to... All of this is sheet music. Stacks and stacks of sheet music. Everything I would need to sew. And I'm going to zoom you around here. Just stuff. This is full of extra stamps that if I were to have a class and they wanted to use some stamps, I've put some in there. This is cardboard that I have saved for like spines and covers, cereal boxes and stuff. Then I have words, odd ephemera, lined paper for the back of my tags. All of these are napkins, pattern papers, envelopes, coffee filters and tea bags, you name it. More sheet music. Cat perch. Then over here, this is my book what do you call it, assemblage area. This is where well, underneath is just stuff like holidays. I have Valentine's Day, 4th of July, religious items, Christmas, Halloween, stuff like that goes down in those. Then here I have these little slits that I go through with my book pages and I slide them in there. Like if I've made 30 book pages like this, then I'll go through and put one in each slot. And if I make 30 book pages with belly bands, then I go through and put one in each slot. That way every book has a variety of papers, and by the time I'm done, if I can put 21 pages in there, then I have put together 3 signatures for a book. I just grab them out, come over here, fill them up with tags, tickets, envelopes, pockets, you name it, clusters, anything that I would need to top off a journal with is sitting right here. So that's this area here. And then all my little pretty pictures I've stuck up here. I come around this way. These are my journals. The top one are books that I want to make myself journals out of. The bottom are journals that I have started but not finished. I have another shelf this size in the house of journals I have finished. My little ironing board area. Magazines at the top. And then books to use for pages or covers or whatever I want to use them for. Books. And then this old hamper I keep my rags in to wipe my brushes and stuff. And of course Princess has to have her own little throne here. This is my yarn and string cupboard. And then this is my display case that I just put cutesy stuff that I love in. You know, stuff that I've made or I collect or whatever. My little Janet Nash hearts that I'm making I lay up here. This is my cicadia shell collection. Whenever I find cicadia shells, I put them in a jar. I know it's odd, but I love them. Jewelry and trinkets that I had when I was younger, little girl. My chaps from when I was a little girl from riding horses. Just memorabilia. Just anything that I love. My ATC cards are up here. My Rolodex is up here. My little Janet Nash inspired birds and buttons and everything is up here. And then inside, of course, are just stuff. An old bird nest that I love. You know, things that probably no one else would care about but me. So I have them in here where they can bring me joy in this display case. And then last but not least, I have a table here that I can pull out if I were to have a class, which is my dream one day, is to have ladies come over and have a class in here. This is where my grandchildren create. And this is where my guillotine cutter is and my cutting mat and paints, everything that they or someone who wanted to come for a class could use. Anything in here is open if I have a class for anybody to play and create with. So that is it. I know it looks like a total mess, but I actually feel organized, except for my little table area here with my little whatnot drawers. I feel organized. There you have it. Birdie's Art Room. Thank you for joining me. Bye-bye from Birdie.